Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news in a move that has stunned the NFL world. Whispers are swirling around league insiders and reputable reporters like Adam Schefter that the San Francisco 49ers are preparing for a significant rebuild, and the potential blockbuster trade could see Christian McCaffrey heading east to the New York Giants. Now I know what you're thinking. What could this mean for our Giants? Well, buckle up, because this hypothetical scenario could reshape the NFC East and turn the Giants into serious playoff contenders once again. To understand the magnitude of this potential deal, we need to look at what has been happening with the 49ers lately. They sit at 7-5, but injuries and a tough schedule have hampered their chances. Their cap space is around $18 million, and it looks like they've made some strategic moves, signaling a possible rebuild. They traded away not just McCaffrey, but also their first and third picks in the 2026 draft, clearly indicating that they are prioritizing building around their offensive line and defense, especially after key injuries like McCaffrey's knee problem that kept him out for 2 games, and a defense that's been leaking points, allowing an average of 25 points per game. Now, let's talk about McCaffrey's impact. The guy is a true Swiss Army knife on the field. In 2025, he's been a beast, averaging 8 yards per carry with 185 carries for 888 yards and 8 touchdowns in just 10 games. His versatility is what makes him so valuable, not just as a runner, but also as a receiver. He's racked up 48 catches for 412 yards and 4 touchdowns, with an impressive +0.41 EPA per target, meaning he creates mismatches almost every time he touches the ball. His ability to produce yards after contact, with a YAC of 5.2 yards per run, is among the best in the league. Despite being 29 years old and battling a chronic hamstring issue that has kept him out of 2 games, McCaffrey's vision and pre-snap reads, about 85% of the time, are what make him a threat no matter the defense. His career totals tell the story of a player who's been a game changer wherever he's gone. Over 500 total yards and 65 touchdowns with an elite 81% broken tackle rate showcase his durability and ability to get those tough yards. In 2025 alone, he's averaging nearly 89 yards per game, an absolute workhorse. And let's not forget, his recent trade last year to the Eagles for an additional 150 yards of production on the ground demonstrates how impactful he can be when given the ball. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting from a Giants standpoint. The 49ers are freeing up about $25 million in cap space to extend Brock Purdy, their young quarterback who's been developing nicely, and that extra cap room could be used to make a splash, possibly in acquiring more offensive weapons or bolstering their defense. For us, the Giants, this presents a golden opportunity. Our rushing attack has been inconsistent, averaging only 98 yards per game, which simply isn't enough when competing in the NFC. Imagine adding McCaffrey to our backfield. Suddenly, we're talking about a dynamic duo that could average well over 1,600 rushing yards combined, immediately diversifying our offense and giving our rookie quarterback a much-needed boost. And speaking of the Giants' offense, their recent performance with Saquon Barkley has been a roller coaster. Last season, we saw Barkley's impact, but injuries and inconsistent blocking have hampered our ability to sustain drives. Adding a player like McCaffrey, who is not just a runner but also a reliable receiver, would open up new RPO options, significantly reducing sacks. Our current average of 3-4 sacks per game could drop closer to 2-1, while also keeping defenses honest. His presence would elevate our offensive scheme, giving the coaching staff more flexibility and making us more unpredictable for opponents. Furthermore, the Giants' current offensive output, which has hovered around 98 yards rushing per game, needs a spark. The addition of McCaffrey could be that spark, especially when you consider how well he fits into the modern NFL's emphasis on versatile, dual-threat backs. His ability to line up in the backfield, split out as a receiver, or even line up in the slot gives our offense multiple layers of complexity that defenses would struggle to handle. It's about creating mismatches, and McCaffrey is a matchup nightmare for just about any linebacker or safety trying to contain him. Considering the impact he could have on the Giants' playoff push, this isn't just about adding a star. It's about setting the foundation for a more explosive and balanced attack. The Giants have been hanging around, knocking on the door of the postseason, but they need that extra gear, that X factor, to truly punch through. McCaffrey's ability to contribute 600 total yards, score around 14 touchdowns, and be a constant threat in both the running and passing game could be the catalyst that propels us into the postseason and beyond. Now let's take a moment to envision a game where McCaffrey is running wild behind our offensive line, making defenders miss, and turning screen passes into big gains. Imagine him lining up in the backfield with Saquon Barkley, forcing defenses to decide who to prioritize. Neither one wants to be the guy left in the dust. Our rookie quarterback would have a much easier time, with so many options and so much space to operate. The NFC East would have to adjust their game plans, because a Giants' offense with McCaffrey involved would be nothing short of terrifying. Of course, such a trade isn't just about the on-field impact. It's also about signaling to the rest of the league that the Giants are serious about contending, about turning things around quickly. Bringing in a player of McCaffrey's caliber would send a clear message. This team is on the rise, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get back to the top. The NFC East is already one of the most competitive divisions in football, with the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders all vying for supremacy. But adding a player like McCaffrey could tilt the balance in our favor. Now, I know some fans might worry about the cost or the draft capital involved, but remember, in today's NFL, big trades are part of the game. The Giants have the assets, the cap space, and the desire to make bold moves. If they can pull off something like this, it could be the difference between just missing the playoffs and making a deep run, maybe even going all the way to the Super Bowl. The future is bright, but it requires bold steps, and acquiring Christian McCaffrey could be that step. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Giants fans are already dreaming about what could be. The idea of McCaffrey donning the blue and red, galloping past defenders at MetLife Stadium would be a sight to behold. It would energize the fan base, ignite hope, and give the team a new identity, one built around speed, versatility, and relentless competition. Our defense has been solid at times, but a truly explosive offense can take the pressure off and help us control the clock, reduce turnovers, and keep our opponents on their heels. The coaching staff would have a lot to work with, designing plays that maximize McCaffrey's unique skill set while keeping defenses guessing. Imagine the possibilities: jet sweeps, screens, quick passes, things that keep defenses off balance and allow our young quarterback to flourish. It's about creating a cohesive, unpredictable attack that can adapt to any situation. And let's not forget, the NFC East is a division where every game counts, and a player of McCaffrey's caliber could be the difference maker in tight battles against divisional rivals like the Eagles or Cowboys. It's not just about adding talent, it's about elevating the entire team's mindset and approach. The Giants have been knocking on the door for a while now, and with a bold move like this, they might just break through and establish a new era of dominance. So fans, what do you think? Is this a move the Giants should make if the opportunity presents itself? Would you be willing to part with some draft capital to bring in a player who could redefine our offense? The NFL is always about making tough choices, and this could be the game changer we've been waiting for. The potential is enormous, and the timing might be perfect to strike while the iron is hot. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the New York Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news. Remember, this is a hypothetical scenario, but sometimes in the NFL, the biggest moves come from the boldest ideas. Whether or not this trade actually happens, one thing is for sure. If the Giants manage to get their hands on McCaffrey, the NFC East, and perhaps the entire NFC will have to watch out. It could be the start of something special, something that rekindles the Giants' glory days and sets us up for a future filled with Super Bowl dreams. So keep your eyes peeled, stay passionate, and let's hope the front office is thinking big, because this could be the move that defines our season and maybe even our franchise's history.